So I finally got the new map sensor. Here they are. This one on my left is the old one. The new one is on the right, and as you can see, the 0261 number over here, 230 180 is the same as this one here. 0261 280. This one's 230. Oh, am I looking at the wrong one? I have the camera in front of me, so I'm trying to look. Anyways, I'll let you see the numbers there. They're both Bosch parts. This one says Ford, but it's Bosch on there. So those are the numbers. Let me bring it closer so you can see them. So this is what I got from Rock Auto. I just decided to go with this one. I didn't even realize this one was the same Bosch. One thing with all the ones that I looked at, they all have 4 pins on the sensors. However, when I took this out, the car only has 3 pins. So there's one wire missing. I don't remember which one. I didn't check right now. But what I want to do is just kind of go through. So this is the new one here. This is the old one. Let's keep the old one on the left. So I just want to do some resistance checks over here, and I already did this, so there is a slight difference. And so this is the last component, that's the last electronic component on that intake. So I just decided to change it and see if anything changes on it, because again, the code that we were getting something to do with the electrical component or electrical code. So let me see what we got here, just to check. Obviously, it's a lot harder to hold it than you think, but here you go. So this one has 5.783 on the first two. This one has 5.1. Okay, come on, settle down. 5. Just me holding it. Hang on. 5.1, 8 ohms. So let's do the first one and the third one. Remember, one of those two middle ones is not connected, but I'm still gonna do it. So the first one all the way on the left, and the third one, there's 0. First one and the third one here is 0. And then the 2N. So this one, the old one's 5.5, and the new one we have 3.7. So there is a difference. So hopefully this might be the problem, or why it's not seeing that change or actuating that flap at a higher speed. So this is what I'm gonna change and test the car again, because again, I've been going through the whole Evap system, or in the engine side, to get that smog, and we want to make sure that works as it should. So I'm gonna go install this one. Here is the baggie that it comes in. That's the number, and again, that is made in Germany. Oops, sorry. Right there. So we'll see what happens. That number 816 is the same number as here, 816. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, there's no continuity on them within the pins that I noticed. So far, that's not a problem. They're not. Doesn't look like it's burned, but there is a difference in the resistance. So I checked all of them. Nothing there. That's the old one. And we got the new one. So it's the same, but there's definitely a difference in resistance, so we'll find out. Alright, so I took a break on this one because I kept getting the P2017 no matter what I had on the new sensor. So I just came and thought, well, I'm not gonna lose anything if I go ahead and unplug the old one and see if that'll clear it, because no matter how many times I tried to clear it, that one was still there. Right now I went and put this on, and obviously I moved the wiring, and sure enough I was able to clear the code, because I thought the sensor might be the one that's bad, but it looks like there may be a problem in this wiring here, because when I took it out it just seemed like pretty stiff here. So I'm going to cut these out, or cut these out, and look in there and check the wires. I do have some of these loom that I can put back later, but right now this looks kind of not great. But the cord did clear as soon as I plugged this one. Now maybe I'll leave it unplugged and see if it comes back. But finally I got that taken care of. But I want to look at this. So I went ahead and unplugged the throttle position sensor completely, and I still get the 2017. So let me plug back the original again. And here it is. The original, that's the broken one. I took the shielding off these wires because I want to double check and make sure that when I moved it wasn't broken here, but looks like they're fine. I put it down there and I still got the, I put it in here without plugging it. I still got the 2017. So now I'm putting back the original. Let's see. So I should be able to clear it with the original. Let's see. Yes. Before it would say that, but it was still showing the engine icon over there. So see, now I got 206 intake manifold runner control stuck. So I'm getting somewhere, because now if I turn it on, I don't have the engine icon. So let me go turn it off. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the new sensor and see if that's the problem. All right, the sensor is plugged in right there. That's the new sensor that we got at O'Reilly's. Let's see if we get that code. Let's go ahead and relink. Because everything mechanically is working. I know it's not perfect, but there it is, 2017. So when it's unplugged, you get the 2017. When I have the new sensor, it gets the 2017. When I go back to the old sensor, the original sensor, I get the 2006 or P206 code, which is stuck. Obviously, it's not plugged in or plugged in there, so looks like it's going to be the sensor that I'm having a problem with, not the actual intake manifold, which is causing that issue or this problem. So finally, looks like we're getting somewhere, which sucks because that sensor, it's not working on this car. But I have verified that once I take that sensor out, put the old one back, that code goes away. And that's the only time I've been able to get rid of the engine icon. So let me show you. If I turn it on now, there it is. See, it's not going away. So let me turn it off, turn it back on. I'll even show you that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the codes. Still on. So let's clear the code. Okay, clear the code. So it says erase successful. So the link is still gonna be there. There it is. And if I turn the car on, it's still there. So you can see the car is cold. The blue, it's in there, so I haven't even driven it. But as soon as I change the sensor, that goes away. So that's finally my issue from what I can tell. Alright, so I take this apart again. Here's the sensor. I just put that back just because I want to check this. So let's take a look. As you can see, the actuator is holding vacuum. So that's working. But my sensor is not working. So I had to take this off again because I still get the I get the P2017 with this one. Put the old one back, or the one that was on there that's broken, and I'm able to clear the code. No matter what I did, I was not able to clear it, so I took a break and I came back and thought I did this, and sure enough, that's the sensor for you. Now this one's from O'Reilly, so who knows. But when the sensor was in there, I was trying to do the vacuum or pull the vacuum and it wouldn't move. So I don't know what's going on, but at least I found why or what's causing my 2017 code. So I just came from the dealer because I had to pick up this sensor for the throttle position sensor right here. So you remember mine was broken, or is broken right there. I pick up the new one. I thought there was going to be an improvement on this, but if you look at it, it's exactly the same. So it doesn't look like they have anything new on that end. And the reason I had to go to the dealer is because the plastic one, the old plastic one that I picked up at O'Reilly was giving me that 7012 code, P7012 I think it was. And no matter what, I could not clear it. And then finally, after struggling with that, I remember I had the old one still, so I went and plugged this back and then I went ahead and cleared the code, and guess what? As soon as I put this one back, the code was clear. But before that, I could not clear the code no matter what. So I gotta use this one. I think the Walker that I saw on Rock Auto also uses something very similar. So that one may work. I don't know if that would work, and it's definitely much less than this one. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore because the car is just sitting there and I need to make sure the smog passes, and once I put this one back, everything is back to normal. There are no engine codes, nothing on the dash. So I just need to drive the car and warm it up and make sure everything's good, because everything should be working and I should be able to get that smog check. And that's pretty much all I need on that car. Mechanically, everything works. The only thing I have to mention on this one is that because it does turn, when you install it, you gotta make sure that, or I will do this on the video, not on the video, but I'll do this later, where I'm gonna use the vacuum pump to test it and make sure it turns with the sensor on. This is very sensitive, so you want to be careful when you're putting it in there and taking it out, because if it gets stuck, then that's might be what happens. I don't know if that's what happened, but when I took it out, it was already broken. So it could have been just from use. I mean, it's been on there for who knows how long. But just another update on this sensor, and obviously O'Reilly was really good about me taking that back. I did contact their customer support first before I did that, and they said, yeah, it's no problem, bring it back. So I was able to get a refund for that, but then I had to go into the dealership to get this one, which, you know, I was hoping there would be an improvement with everything being metal, aluminum or something, but that's still plastic, as you can see. Here is the old one, but this one does turn smoother because of the I don't know if it's just a bushing or what, but this turns a lot smoother than the O'Reilly one, which is all plastic. You can feel the difference, and that's probably why I was getting that code and was never able to clear it. So I don't know what card uses that one, but there you go. That's just something that's been a pain in the rear, and it had me scratching my head for a while. So hopefully this will take care of it, but the installation is also a little tricky. You gotta really be careful when you're putting this on, because again, everything's plastic. So I hope that helps, and I'll be adding this video to the other videos just to show you what I've been going through, just so that you have everything complete, because I did change the map sensor as well. It was just old, and I figure I changed that because the map sensor and this one are the only two electronic sensors on that intake. So with that said, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is gonna take care of that problem with the code. Well, I know it is because I already did that. I already cleared it with that one, but because it's broken, I still needed one anyway. So I'll leave it at that for now. So I just installed the new throttle position switch right there. Here is the old broken one. I did measure the resistance on both. The old one, these two pins, having the pins like that, was 3.65 kilo ohms and 0.583 kilo ohms on the one and the last one, or the first and the last. And the new one, you can see, is 4.919 and 0.65, so they're pretty close. But again, this one is broken, so has to get changed. So what I'm doing now is I took the hose off, and I am going to test it to make sure that it moves freely with just the vacuum without turning the car on, because I'll make sure that it's working properly before I plug it in, because when you put it in there, you want to make sure this is all the way clockwise, because you can actually install it that way, which means it's already lowered when the car is off. So just something to keep in mind there. But as you can see, let me turn the light off because I got that reflection on my phone. So let's see here. So the sensor is working and the actuator is working as well. And if you remember on my last video, the O'Reilly one, I assume it was fine, it was working, but it was giving me the P2017 code that I could not delete no matter what I did until I put the old one back. So I want to get rid of that headache, and we had to pull the original from the dealer, which was not cheap. So there is the old one, and if you look at them, they're both exactly the same exact part. I thought they were gonna be maybe an upgraded part with the metal piece here, but it's not. So that's why I'm taking care, slowly testing it before I turn the car on to make sure that it's working properly, and it is. So now I gotta put everything back and test the car, test drive it, warm it up, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. So while I'm in here, I went ahead and cleaned the grounds on there. There's two grounds right here. on the transmission mount, or on the transmission I should say. There are two more over here. I did those another day, so you want to clean those. And there is one on the back. Can't see it because of the light, but I've been cleaning the ground just while I'm here. I also cleaned the connectors since I was getting electrical something about a light, so I cleaned those on both sides at the same time. So I think I'm ready to put it back together. So I just finished putting together the valve, or the new sensor, and the other components, and now I'm scanning all modules, and as you can see I just erased all the code, so I have absolutely no code on here. So I'm gonna go back, so you can see I'm on all module scan. Let's go back, system, we'll do global. I haven't turned the car on yet because I want to clear everything first. That's from before, so I need to drive the car. And what I like about this scanner is that I can drive with it plugged in and watch how each individual component turns green after it's been driven for a while. So that's going to take, I don't know, about an hour driving it and warming it up. So everything should come back now that the new sensor is in. So we'll see what happens. So I went and did another drive to get all these things to change. I got everything green. However, I'm still getting that Evap, and as you can see, I have the 2004. It's the only one that I have left. I have the new throttle position sensor in, the other new valve, because I thought there was something weird going on with the other one. So here is where I'm stuck, because I already did all that and this is still giving me this problem. I have also checked the runners, both of them, with the vacuum, so I know they work. I did notice that when I got everything settled this time, that when I pressed the pedal, that one actuator on the back did not move, does not move. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that one, because, well, it is the brand new one, and I know it moves because I can do it manually and with the vacuum, so I can push it down, and so it's not stuck. But yeah, there you go. There's no engine code or anything. I did have another code, and I had to use the other scanner in order to clear it, because this one would not clear it. Even though I kept clearing it with this one, it still came back with everything else. So I'm still fighting this one, but as you can see, I did drive and everything's back to green. It does take a while to get all that back. It took about an hour of driving just to make sure everything is working, as you can see, but I do have that one code. Runner control stuck open, and that is because it doesn't move when I move the accelerator. It was moving before, now it's not moving. I have no idea why. I did check the wiring on that sensor. I forgot to unplug it and plug it back in, which is what I was going to do, because you can test that when you're just without even turning the engine on. I know I did that last time. I had I did have somebody in here, and then they press on the pedal and I could see it move, but now it doesn't want to move. So there you go. So I've been tracing the wires from these connectors to the PCM to make sure that there is continuity. So far they are fine. Did that with the new sensor as well, so those are all here. So just trying to figure out why this is not moving. So after checking all the wiring from here and down there on the switch to the PCM, everything looks like there's continuity there. So I found myself testing these again, and what do you know, these two valves are not letting the air through when they are activated the way they should be. Yep, two different new valves. This is the dormant from AutoZone. This is the cheapest one I found. I think it was Parts Geek. I just bought this one just because I thought that one was kind of, something wasn't right, because again I have a new throttle position sensor there, but it's definitely not working. So yeah, there you go. This one is not letting the air through the way it's supposed to when it's activated, so they both have to go back. This one's on this side, they're fine, but this ones are not. At least from what I can tell when I activate them, and then I just have this hose here from the vacuum. So the only way to connect it is with this 90-degree, because I don't have a hose to a smaller hose there, but this one works. So just make sure you hold it tight, blow on this side, and then activate it on the battery and see if there's air coming through. These ones are fine, these ones are not. So everybody keeps saying you gotta change these ones, but you know, two new ones, yeah. So I just thought I'd test the original one again, but nope, it's bad. There's no air going through it as well. And well, that one's the original Parts Geek, and the bad one from AutoZone as well. So yeah, you gotta go back and get this one. After all that work, it looks like this is the one on this side is the one that's bad. Obviously it is bad, but there you go. Make sure you double check, triple check your parts when you get them before you even install them, because it's actually harder to try to test these in the car. I mean, there's some space, but it's better to do it outside. So just a tip for you there. Well, until the next one.